You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Welcome to the lounge. I so appreciate y'all. For all of my members, I thank you. For all of my subscribers, I thank you. For all of my viewers, I thank you. And this is your first time here ever checking me out, first time ever, welcome to the lounge, and I hope that you join the family by either becoming a member or you can just simply subscribe. Either way, I appreciate your support. Y'all might as well go ahead and put y'all 10% in the congregation. Go ahead and sow your seed by hitting that like button, okay? Or if you choose to sow the seed by hitting that cash app, whatever you choose to do is fine with me. But most importantly, please hit that like button. Those likes are very, very important because y'all already know I'm going to deliver a wonderful sermon today because just like I said, and I did content on this, let me make sure my date is correct. I posted this 9 months ago and I did a sermon, an upload called Simon and Portia Will Reap Their Day of Karma. I knew the day was coming, y'all, and it is clear as day. Portia's husband is not who she tried to make us believe he was. And listen, I tell you, honey, anytime you think that the enemy is trying to destroy you, and you know, at times all of us have been in some type of situation in which, you know, we had to endure rejection. And this is a fine example that rejection is sometimes, in many cases, God's protection. Something you really want, it is not showing you that same gratitude while you're thinking it's that person being evil and resentful. That is God's way of blocking them from having any more leverage or any more of a position in your life, because God knows their heart. God knows their motives. And then many times when we think people is letting us down, while we believe that people are rejecting us, the whole time God is covering us. And that is the reason why he allows people to remove themselves, because in many cases we don't have the courage to remove ourselves from people that aren't assigned to cross a certain journey within our lives. And in many cases, when God has a plan for you, he has a purpose for you, he has to move certain things out of your path in order for you to fulfill your purpose. So even though a lot of people was congratulating Portia, celebrating Portia, we had a lot of Portia praise team fangirls that saw absolutely nothing with what Portia was doing. And I, for one, I am a big believer on karma, and I do not support Jezebel or succubus behavior by any means, because when we support these type of things and we back these things up and we congratulate women for that get themselves involved in these type of immoral situations, what it does is it gives these men mixed signals that what they are doing to their wives or ex-wives or whatever, that nothing is wrong with it. Because, of course, you have women who praise Jezebel behavior. I see it all the time. People do not, especially women do not like to call out other women for Jezebel behavior. And it's been many instances in which I kept stating that Portia was definitely going to get her payback for getting involved with Simon. All the Jezebel, the Portia praise team members, all will flood my Facebook page saying that Portia is happy. That is all that matters. They even tried to defend Simon's actions by stating that, it was Fallon who cheated first. Regardless of who cheated first, regardless of the problems within that marriage, that did not give Portia any rights or any privilege to get close to this woman, to build a friendship with Fallon, just so she can get close to Simon. And that's exactly what happened. But honey, let me tell you something. There's a God who says, hi, you don't have to go after your enemies. You don't have to retaliate. You don't have to shoot them down. You don't have to, kill your brain cells trying to come up with all kind of ways to destroy them. God already got it. And his days is already marked on the calendar. And honey, that day was marked February 18th. Court documents reveal Portia Williams' husband Simon Gabodia is a Nigerian scammer with multiple convictions for credit card fraud, bank fraud, and identity theft. He will be deported soon. Listen, y'all, I'm slow because I didn't even know Simon was not in Atlanta. I had no idea that he was still in Nigeria. Did not know that. So it's interesting to me how they were able to balance this marriage, being that he has been denied multiple times a citizenship. And I never even knew that. It's just very ironic how, once one thing is exposed, it starts exposing and bringing other things out. Because all this time, I thought they were living in Atlanta together. And that's far from it. I did not know that Simon had been denied multiple times citizenship, and it is because this man has a history of criminal behavior. Okay, yes, fortunately, thank God he didn't unalive somebody, but the man has a lot of criminal tendencies when it comes to being a scammer. And we know that a lot of these foreign men, we see it all the time. We've seen women, a lot of women from America, now that we have social media, we have Facebook, we have all of these different social media sources in which women are able to meet men from other countries online. And this not only happens with women, you also have a lot of men, these passport brothers, who intentionally seek out foreign women. It's this stigma that foreign women are more submissive, foreign women are more giving, American women were too difficult, we're too complicated, same thing. A lot of these women have given up on dating American men. Nene Carr herself dating Naomi from Nigeria. Phaedra supposedly, allegedly at one time, she had an African prince. All of these women, who thinking that they're going to have better chances of finding real love by dating men from other countries. Now, this is not to say that all foreign men are bad, that all foreign men are scammers, because we have some within our own country. We have some within our own lives. They don't have to just be foreign to be scammers. We know men of all ethnicities, men of all ages, men of all colors, black, white, Puerto Rican, young, old. All of them are capable of, having scam artist tendencies. So I'm not going to single just foreign men out or American men out, but this is a prime example. Listen, I told y'all the succubus season is at an all-time high. 2024 is the year of exposure, y'all. And I honestly got to say, Porsha showed her behind with this man. She was smelling herself. You could not tell her nothing. And even Ray Charles can see, Porsha got with Simon because she wanted that same lifestyle she had with her ex-husband, Cordell Stewart. And even though Cordell Stewart might have been, a little too controlling and seemed to be, very arrogant, and he definitely wasn't a favorite, on the show during his short duration there. But looking back, I always kind of felt like Cordell was the way he was with Porsha for a certain reason. Looking back, I realized he was very strict and stern and controlling with Porsha because Porsha did not have the sense of bed bug. But that is the chance you take when you intentionally go after younger women. You marry younger women thinking you can program, control them, and make them what you want them to be. And Kenya said it best. Kenya Moore said that Cordell thought he had a trophy wife and tried to make her a trophy. And that's exactly what he tried to do. And he probably would have still had that level of control. But when he allowed her to come on the show as a cast member, and Porsha got around Nene and Kenya and all the older women, and they saw the way that Cordell was running things, from their perspective, it came off as Cordell was being controlling. Cordell was being bossy. Porsha didn't have her own mind. How are you allowing your husband to control you and regulate you? Not understanding that every marriage is different. Some women, in Nene's case, she was able to run over Greg, in a sense. So her seeing Cordell, regulate Porsha came off to her as being controlling. Women who have husbands that don't have a backbone, who have husbands that pretty much just go along to get along with them. Anytime they building a friendship or within the presence of a woman who has a man who is stern in his leadership abilities, believes in running a tight ship, to that woman who's used to having a spineless husband, it appears that your husband is controlling and you don't have a backbone. She considers you as spineless. But every marriage is different. Some men have to be the way that they are because they know their wives aren't capable of thinking for themselves. Their wives aren't able to have good discernment, and you have some women who are very dominant when it comes to their husbands. So their homeboys may look at it like, damn, man, you let your wife run you let your wife tell you what to do, not understanding that his wife has to be that way because he's very irresponsible. Yeah, y'all see the homeboy part where y'all can shoot pool and have drinks and stuff together, but y'all don't live with him like his wife. Maybe he's not handling the bills. Maybe he's not good with the money. Maybe he has a problem with gambling. So it's easy for outsiders to give their opinion and make you feel like, you don't have a backbone, when in actuality, your mate, your companion, they know that you have some weaknesses in some areas of what you struggle in, and that is where they have to come in and discipline you, and it's been things my husband had to discipline me on, and vice versa. I had to discipline him on, and I think there's a difference between y'all are growing versus just controlling one another. Controlling is when a person just wants you to be everything they want you to be, and they don't feel like they got to humble themselves and better themselves to also be a blessing to you. They just want you to be a blessing to them. So know the difference between a man trying to control you versus he wants to grow with you, and vice versa. So I called it out that karma, their day of reaping, would eventually at some point come to a head, and the time has come. And this is just the beginning. It's going to get more interesting. Court documents, I will say alleged. Everything I say in this content is alleged, based off of my own opinion. Nothing I say is actual, factual. All subjects are innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so Simon has not been arrested or convicted as of yet. But according to the federal judge that signed off on this paperwork and these court documents, he's in the red zone. Okay, it's not a good look. But I'm going to play a snippet of my video from when I did a sermon on Simon on Porsha, because I got tired of the Porsha praise team praising Jezebel succubus behavior. And not only do men have to be careful of the succubus, women, y'all got to be careful of the incubus. You have men who have been sent on assignment by the devil themselves to destroy you, to come into your life, to make a mockery out of you, to come into your life, to bring you shame and embarrassment. So you have to be careful when you're meeting these men, whether if they're foreign or Americanized. You have to make sure you use what's called spiritual discernment and seek God's presence, and make sure that these men were assigned from God, not from the devil. And we're going to get into talking about this with Porsha Williams' incubus husband. But I want to play a snippet because of my one of my older classic sermons, because I called this out. You know, I kept saying karma is coming. Y'all gonna learn to stop getting involved with these married men. These married men bring you nothing but bad luck. They are a bad luck charm. But let's play a few. I'm going to try not to play my whole video. And then I'm going to also leave the link to the bottom. So if y'all want to check out this classic yourself on your own time, y'all can do that. But let's get it popping. Let me play some of my snippets. And I'm going to be fast forwarding and skipping in some parts, you know, because I'm not trying to play the whole content. You feel me? So just bear with me, y'all, because y'all know I don't have that state-of-the-art equipment. So I got to do things like, you know, the bootleg way. I got to play it to y'all off my phone and stuff. So you got a lot of sisters on Portia's praise team. Porsha has a praise team, honey. They is just praising her, making excuses. Well, she had infidelity, she had a baby. All of that has yet to be confirmed. And let's go with that narrative. Let's say that was the reason Porsha. Let's say that was the reason Simon decided to divorce Fallon. Let's say if that was. Porsha still broke the code. It was not free game because there was problems in Simon and Fallon's household. Furthermore, I think a lot of people want to keep pushing the narrative about Fallon with these infidelity rumors. Fallon moved on rather quickly, and I think she moved on so fast out of hurt, pain, and embarrassment. And when you're going through this type of level of pain, which is understandable because it's very embarrassing, it's humiliating. It's not only people from the show who know, your friends know, your family knows. I just think she was so humiliated that she moved on rather quickly. Now, I want to pump the brakes on that. I actually had somebody reach out to me, and they explained thoroughly what happened, what took place, because that was the narrative that a lot of Porsha praise team fans and different people were putting out, basically that Fallon was cheating. So I had a source reach out to me, right? And the person stated as follows: Simon kicked Fallon out for Porsha. When we saw the poolside episode, it was recorded the previous year. Porsha knew Simon before Dennis. Simon was the one who bought Porsha's fancy car about 4 to 6 years before, maybe longer. So no, they've been getting it in behind Fallon's back. She didn't start dating Jalen until the following year. People forgot that they were best friends before he worked for them. So when Fallon got this cow blow, Jalen was the one counseling Fallon, and in doing so, months down the line, they got personal. This is normal after a big breakup where a friend consoles you. I truly wish Fallon the best in growth. Porsha has always been classless and a snake, so it wasn't a shock to me. Okay, so that is what happened, y'all, okay? They been getting it in, so let's stop with all the lies. And that makes sense to me because, again, when Simon left Fallon, he didn't say, I caught her with another man, she got pregnant behind my back. He never gave a real reason, not that he owed that to us, but one would think to get the heat off of him and Porsha. So he's not looking like the bad guy, that he would have been addressed that. So that was the narrative that the Porsha praise team, you know, these Jezebel worshippers was putting that out there. But I just want to pause and tell y'all that. But I'm going to finish playing the rest of my, upload until I get ready to go in and tell y'all what is the latest on Simon. But I just want to tell y'all that because we needed some clarity, because that was the lie that people kept saying. All right, so let's go back to another relationship without really healing from Simon. And people could criticize her and knock her down for that, but everybody deals with their pain differently. Hell, Porsha moved on very quick. Porsha was moving on from multiple men before she met Simon. So, as much as people want to discredit Fallon and try to use that against her, she was going through a very emotional stage at that point in time. So, for that, I really cannot hold that against her at all. This is the problem that a lot of you women are misinterpreting, and y'all trying to co-sign on the Jezebel appetizer, inappropriate behavior. And I realize the reason why a lot of y'all are co-signing on it is because, for one, you're doing it your damn selves, or for two, you undercoverly have some type of desire to be with another woman's husband, or you very well you have done it, or you are doing it right now. It's one or the other, because any woman that has any morals or values or self-respect for herself, they're not going to co-sign on Portia's peasant shenanigans. This is the whole problem in a nutshell. Porsha and Portia's praise team, meaning these women that are coping for side chick Jezebel behavior, they basically keep insinuating that Porsha and Fallon were not friends. Porsha said it. Portia's praise team has said it. Everybody's co-signing with the fact that Porsha and Fallon was not friends. That's the narrative that they've been running with, ladies, to justify Porsha marrying Simon when the ink wasn't even dry on the divorce papers. Now, first off, let me start off by saying this. Most women, even if you're just starting off a friendship, even if the friendship has not fully blossomed within a year or two or three, most women who invite a woman into her home, that is pretty much a strong indication that there's a friendship in process. Okay, I want to pause on this because I want to get down to the steak of potatoes when I basically talk about they're going to reap what they sow. Friendship. So she's been known to lie. That's part of her character. Why these birds are not understanding how much Porsha lies and manipulates. Beautiful woman, stunning woman. I don't want nobody thinking I'm just hating on her and just bashing Porsha. Let me give her credit where it is due. She's very beautiful. She's stunning. She's come a long way from having a very controlling marriage with Cordell. She's okay. Let me go ahead on. You don't need to be nowhere around me or my friends, because what is you? Okay. Going to take what they was willing to pay her. So she had her little ceremony. I'm trying to explain part. Porsha was wrong. She was as wrong as two left shoes. She was as wrong as pork at a Muslim convention. Mm-hmm. She was wrong and will continue to be wrong. Go ahead, sis. Smile for the cameras, because you got to keep up that united front at this point in time. You know a lot of people are watching you. You've already failed that marriage before, so your pride and your ego is going to make you hold on to Simon because you don't want to like a failure. And guess what? You still look like a failure to me. To those of us who are woke, we know you done failed already. The moment you marry somebody else's husband, that's not relationship goals. Mm-hmm. That's not nothing to be proud of. Every time I see Simon and Portia somewhere, I laugh. It's a joke to me. All right, put a pause, y'all. I need you to hit the like button. Hit the like. And if you're receiving a sermon, put in there church. CHUR. UUUUCH. However you want to spell it. Hit that like button and put in the word church. I want to make sure I'm getting my ties with them likes, y'all. Taking it back. I cannot sincerely be proud of a woman who I know built her foundation off of Jezebel behavior. Now, if Simon was not with nobody, she didn't meet him through the show, stuff like that, okay, that'd be different. We witnessed how you got with this man. Right before our eyes, you can't even lie about it. Had it probably been off the show, the airwaves, everybody wouldn't have had such a bad taste in their mouth with it, but damn, you basically snatched a man from up under his wife, national TV. People got to watch that over and see it. And you're out here smiling and laughing, and you're not ashamed and you're not embarrassed. You don't feel disgraced about it. But that's the type of generation we in. These hoes are very proud of Jezebel behavior. Look at Arion. Look at all of these women who are coming out exploiting these married men. They're very happy. They're not ashamed. But the Bible already says your shame will never be wiped away. You're going to pay for what you do. But I'm a strong believer in this. Whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. If you put out good, you'll get back good. If you put out bad, you'll get back bad. I guarantee y'all, Portia is not that happy. You conquered him, you got him, now you stuck with the Negro. You stuck with his big stomach. You stuck with his stubborn ways. You probably ain't getting to do half of what you thought you was going to do. You probably thought you was going to be able to get his black card and swipe. He probably have you on a restriction. Listen, these guys with money, they don't let you live the best life like you think. These men with money, they just as strict as staying with your parents. You can't spend like you think you can. Just because you got a Bentley or Porsche, he probably only let you drive that on certain days. Or he lets you drive it because there's a tracker on it and he can see where the hell you going. Everything is never what it looks like, hunty. Stop letting these reality show marriages lie to y'all like they so happy and they living it up. We've seen all the different Housewives franchises like the Housewives of New Jersey. So I'm gonna pause it right there, but y'all get my drift, okay? Basically, we knew it was only a matter of time that all the grits was going to hit the fan, y'all. Basically, Simon is a scam artist, honey. He ain't got no bread. He ain't got no loot. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this, all right? That's the main reason we're doing this sermon, okay? But I'm going to leave my link to the bottom whenever y'all want to check out this classic link, this classic upload. So basically, court documents reveal Portia Williams' husband Simon Gilboa is a Nigerian scammer with multiple convictions for credit card fraud, bank fraud, and identity theft. He will be deported soon. Again, all of this is allegedly. Portia Williams' husband Simon Gilboa is currently fighting to obtain his U.S. citizen, but his application keeps getting denied due to his lengthy criminal past and his current fraudulent immigration status. Giving y'all the backstory. Federal court documents obtained by All About the Tea, shout out to whoever that is, elaborately detail all of Simon's nefarious criminal activities, which includes multiple felonies, credit card fraud, bank fraud, identity theft, and a fake marriage to obtain a green card. In addition to those shocking revelations, Simon has been deported from the United States multiple times and fraudulently obtained his current green card, which makes him a risk for permanent deportation from the U.S. According to court docs, Simon first entered the U.S. in 1982 on a visitor's visa and overstayed his welcome by allowing his visa to expire and not depart the country as promised, and not depart from the country as promised. He then got married to a U.S. citizen and applied for an adjustment of status in 1985. His adjustment of status application was denied because Immigration and Naturalization Service deemed his marriage to be a sham. His ex-spouse told INS that the couple never lived together and the marriage was never consummated. This triggered INS to initiate deportation proceedings and Simon voluntarily left the United States. Okay, follow me, y'all. Make sure I'm not losing my spot. Okay, so, however, he re-entered the U.S. again in 1986 on another visitor's visa. Once again, just not following the law, he overstayed his 6-month visa. Then in 1987, Simon was arrested for bank and credit card fraud, to which he pled guilty to all the felony charges. In 1989, he was arrested again for unauthorized use of a vehicle, and in 1990 for fraud. After multiple arrests spanning between 1987 through 1990, Immigration and Naturalization Service, so whenever y'all hear me say INS, that is who I'm referring to, Immigration and Naturalization Service, once again began deportation proceedings against Simon. Then in 1991, Simon committed credit card fraud again. This man just, oh my gosh, don't leave your credit card around him, sis, honey. In 1992, a judge ordered Simon be deported. He was forcibly removed from the United States of America. So, question is, why Simon will be deported? Back in 1988, Simon applied for temporary resident status under a special immigration program called Special Agriculture Worker, in abbreviation SAW, SAW. However, he used a fake identity on the application and did not disclose his criminal history. As part of the program, Simon eventually received his green card in 1992 under fraudulent circumstances. 26 days after he was deported from the United States under his other identity, which has not been made public as of yet. Simon challenges the government. In a bold move, being strong and wrong, Simon 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 applied for naturalization under his second identity. In 2016, he submitted an application to transition his green card status to United States citizenship and was denied because his temporary resident status was unlawfully granted. In 2020, Simon sought U.S. citizenship once again, only to face denial again. The United States Immigration Courts clarified that his application was rejected because he was not lawfully admitted for permanent residence. His temporary resident status achieved through the SAW program and benefits have been based on a different identity. In other words, he tried to earn citizenship but under a fake name. It didn't work twice, but he did it a third time. And disqualifying criminal inadmissibility that was willfully concealed. Okay, so he disqualified under a lot of prior criminal activities, okay, which was hidden, not known at the time. Okay, in October 2022, Simon 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼's legal team sought a review of his citizenship's application's denial, prompting a hearing. However, the court reaffirmed its initial decision to reject his application. Persisting in his efforts, Simon filed a complaint in 2023 urging that the government's refusal of his application be overturned. Nevertheless, the court dismissed his complaint and maintained its stance, refusing Simon's request for naturalization. In other words, they refused to grant him to be a legal U.S. citizen. Okay. So, what is a green card? Green card versus U.S. citizenship, explained. Okay, because I'm learning like y'all learning. A green card holder or a lawful permanent resident is someone who has been granted the right to live and work in the United States indefinitely, but they maintain citizenship in another country and can be subject to deportation under certain conditions. Excuse me, y'all, I'm tongue-tied. So basically, they give you the rights to live and work here indefinitely, but they have the right at any time to say, we want you to go back to your country. Especially when you violate a crime here. That's one of the main reasons they will deport you and send you back. Like Teresa Giudice's husband, Joe Giudice. That's what happened with him. Another story for another time. They cannot vote in federal elections or hold specific government jobs and have limited travel restrictions. On the other hand, a U.S. citizen holds the highest status under U.S. law, enjoying full rights including voting, holding public office, and possessing a U.S. passport for international travel. So it's not as much restrictions with a U.S. citizenship. Okay, you get to live just like an American. You don't get sent back, none of that. Okay, Um, Citizens cannot be deported and have the ability to sponsor a wider range of relatives for U.S. residency. Essentially, while both statuses allow permanent residence, citizenship offers more rights and protections under U.S. law. So a green card doesn't really hold much weight, but U.S. citizenship holds a lot of weight. You are basically an American. You get all American rights. So Porsha'S storyline: as Simon Gabodia navigates his complex immigration challenges, his wife, Porsha Williams, has agreed to join the cast of The Real Housewives of Atlanta for the 16th season. This development is posed to add an intriguing layer to the show's narrative, drawing parallels to the well-documented deportation saga of Teresa Giudice's ex-husband, Joe Giudice. For further developments on the unfolding story, keep an eye on all updates. This is interesting that this would be coming out right before Porsha has agreed to do this show, to come back and do another season. So basically, honey, this is what happens when you are so desperate and thirsty to get married, and you don't take the time out to really investigate these men. You may end up signing up for something more than what you bargained for. And you really have to be particularly careful with these foreign men, because so many of them want that U.S. citizenship. They want to become Americanized, because when you have a green card, or in worst case you're here illegally, anytime you get caught up in situations like this, it makes it so much easier for them to ban you and get rid of you, and send you back to your own country. And this is a very sad thing. I actually had a cousin of mine. He, was a corner boy back in the day. He had a homeboy that was a corner boy with him. His homeboy was, I think, Korean and black. He was mixed, right? And what happened was he had got into a criminal situation in which they found him. Basically, he didn't do it, but somebody pinned a weapon on him and made him take the fall. And what ended up happening was he was deported back to Korea. And to add insult to injury, he has 2 children here. So he can never ever come back to the United States of America to see his children. The mother would have to actually send the children to him. And that's pretty difficult and hard to do if you don't have the finances to do so. And it's a lot of paperwork that's involved. So it's very, very complicated. A lot of us as Americans, we take our freedom for granted, but you have so many foreigners that want to be in our shoes so badly. They want the freedom of being able to live here in the United States, get a decent job, be Americanized, so they got the same rights. You can't do nothing when you're not a U.S. citizenship. You practically cannot do anything here. You can't even get the lights in your name. You can't even get a car tag. You can't do nothing. Things that we take for granted. It's really hard for people who just have a green card. That means you got so many restrictions, and if you're here illegally, all it takes is for you to get in one unpleasant situation and they find out you're not supposed to be here. They're going to send you back to your country, because most people come here because in many cases the country they come from is in poverty, and they want that American dream, which many of us are still struggling to achieve. But nevertheless, this is what's basically at stake. Simon is an infamous scammer with an extensive rap sheet. Okay, even though him and the Lovebirds tied the knot in 2022 on the show, it's amazing to me now. I'm wondering how they was able to pull off being married. So 9 times out of 10, if they was able to pull off being married, hopefully he used his correct identity. If not, then the marriage isn't valid, or that's just kind of a sticky situation to me, because Simon has already proven, based off his criminal record, he will lie about his name. He has tried. He's had different identities, had different names under his identity. So this is just very risky. knowing his criminal history, knowing he will lie, knowing he will falsify documentation. And if that's the case, then the marriage, if it's under a false name, is not valid, unless they got married under his valid Nigerian name. But I guess we'll figure that out as time goes on. But he's not a U.S. citizen, so therefore he cannot live in the United States for Porsha. He cannot live here. All of this traveling that they've been doing, all of this back and forth, this has to be a strain because it's very expensive. And it's very time consuming. Who wants to keep taking flights from the United States to Nigeria to be with their husband? You know what I mean? This just goes to show people are so phony. People are only showing us on these reality shows what they want us to believe. Porsha and Simon been in the struggle with that marriage, honey. Reportedly, this didn't stop the Simon listed in all the documents from illegally returning to the United States. He kept coming back here, scamming people with credit card fraud, and he was arrested. He pled guilty. So, this man is a criminal. And I'm going to say alleged to be nice. Simon Gabodia is a scammer. Simon the scammer. Okay? He's nothing what he presented himself to be. He's a fake. He's a fraud. And it just goes to show how easily a woman can be manipulated when she wants so badly to get married, when she wants so badly to have this this fantasy of a lifestyle to where she's willing not to do her research. Now we know that Porsha has proven multiple times that she has the brain of an ostrich. She does not do she does not investigate anything. I don't think Porsha's really educated. I know she supposedly she has some type of spiritual background, but she lacks spiritual discernment. Porsha just wanted to be kept. Okay, the problem was Porsha had been had too many times. Okay, she was on her Jezebel. She was on her whole stroll for a while until she got a baby from Dennis, and then she encountered Simon and married him. Porsha been trying to be had, okay? I mean, she's been trying to be kept because she's been had too many times. All beauty and booty, but no brains. And that's just the bottom line. She did not know Simon well enough to make this serious of a commitment as far as choosing him to be her husband and her exchanging vows with him. And the way she went about, the way she got him, it was bound not to work out in her favor because, like I stated before, y'all can miss me with the lies and building a Portia praise team where her and Fallon wasn't friends. And like I said in my content, anytime a woman allows another woman into her home, that is basically an indication that there is a friendship that is developing. You have so many women caping for Porsha, defending Porsha, co-signing Porsha. And everybody who did not agree, such as myself, we was called the haters. Porsha praise team, where are y'all now? Where are y'all now? And if I can find out on my Facebook all those old posters of people who was defending her, don't think I'm not going to dig up all them posters so I can post back, aha, told y'all so. Told y'all so. And I'm not one to rejoice at my enemy's downfall, but in this case, Porsha deserves everything she gets. She had no remorse for Fallon's pain. At the end of the day, listen, ladies, God is going to hold us accountable for what we do to others. So you let these married men get into your head and make you think that it's all right for you to disrespect their wives because they did. You let these married men make you think it's all right for you to walk around here with your nose up in the air like you got a prize. You got these married men thinking that it's okay for you to be arrogant and haughty about your actions. Like Ariana Air Mattress, who has no remorse, no empathy, no sympathy for what Mel has gone through. Now she's going through what Mel went through. Only difference is Mel was able to bounce back because Mel was educated. Mel had bank. Mel had bread. But most importantly, Mel had God. How dare y'all think that y'all can get involved with these married men and think you're going to get blessed abundantly? Let me tell y'all something. Like the old school parents back in the day, aunts and grandmoms used to say, God don't bless no mess. Y'all get with these married men, and these married men got y'all thinking that, y'all are the ultimate prize. Like, you have the catch. When the only thing you're going to catch is possibly a disease, a bad reputation, and you definitely going to catch karma. So that is what's going on. I do not feel bad for Portia. I said it. And many other content creators. Big ups to all the content creators out there who put this out. Big ups to Tisa Tales, because that's who I found out about this news from first. So big ups to Tisha Tales. If y'all go by and show love, please let her know Mocha from Mocha's Ladies Lounge sent you. Please listen, I'm very big on that. When y'all go to other content creators and I show them love, please let them know that I sent you there. Because I want all the queens on blogging to know that I got their back, and anything they're willing to share, I'm going to give them their props. I'm going to give them their recognition. So if you go to Tisha Tales, let her know Mocha sent you there, okay? So I'm big on that because I believe in giving people their credit to where it's due. I don't like nobody taking credit for what I do, so I darn sure ain't going to take credit for what somebody else does. And I didn't get to see Caramel Rell, but I know Caramel Rell was talking about it too, so I'm going to give her perspective as well on it. So just like I've been saying, y'all, 2024 is the year of exposure. If y'all don't see by now, everybody who's been getting involved with these married men with other people's husbands, if this is not a big indication as to, this is a lesson that you all should be learning from, because it's just going to show you nothing good comes out of getting involved with these married men. You will reap what you sow. I don't care right now if he's spending money on you, y'all traveling, y'all going out of town, y'all eating at this 5-star dining restaurants, y'all smashing at these 5-star, top of the line, top tier, continental hotel suites. Sooner than later, it's all going to crash. It's going to catch up. You can't be so consumed in the moment that you don't look further down the road as to eventually all of this is going to have to come to an end. Eventually, he's going to get exposed. He's going to get caught. His wife is going to find out. He's going to get divorced. He's going to end up having to pay all kind of alimony, or if anything, he's going to lose his lifestyle like Martell, and you're going to have to be in a struggle with him. Every woman who has gotten involved with a married man, we've seen how it turned out. We've seen where Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, where his side chick, Sharina Hudson, we see how that went left. We've seen where, Ariana Air Mattress, how she has lost all of her edges. She has lost all of her side chick benefits. She no longer has access to Melody's money. And here it is. We see Portia, husband basically is facing deportation. Meaning this man can never step foot back into this country ever again. So you got to be careful, not having any empathy or sympathy for another woman's pain, where you're not shamed, you're not embarrassed, you have no compassion for another woman's heartaches. Guess what? You become just as responsible as that husband does. You become responsible. Just like Martell had to become responsible for Mel's pain, so did Ariana, because she joined forces with him and causing that pain. And this is the same thing with Porsha. Now, everybody can knock Fallon and drag Fallon, but I know dragging Fallon right now is having an aha moment. Do I blame her? I absolutely don't blame her. Porsha is getting exactly what she deserves. Now, Fallon gets the last laugh. So, I'm going to be keeping up with this story. I'm going to keep up with the updates as more things unfold as this goes on. But, yes, honey, Simon is a scammer. But let me also mention this before I get ready to shut it down. Anytime, I always felt like something wasn't right with him, because anytime a man wants to marry quickly, and a man who has a track record of being married more than once, that's a major red flag. This is Simon's third marriage. And you have to realize, again, a lot of these foreign men and foreign women, they want to become Americanized. They want to marry so they can get that green card, so they can get that permanent U.S. residential citizenship. So all the red flags was there with Simon. He already been married more than once, and he's foreign. And the fact that he married Porsha so quickly, all of that is red flags. Anytime a man wants to marry very quickly, that's a red flag, because not too many men are in a rush to marriage. Women are, but not too many men are. So anytime I see a man is taking a woman down the aisle quicker than he's ordering a burger at the drive-thru, that's a red flag for me. So I'm not surprised that Simon is a scammer. I'm not surprised that he's been trying to marry women, under different names so he can earn citizenship in the United States. The man has scam written all over him. The marriage never set well with me from day one. It just looked forced. It looked fake. It didn't seem genuine. It didn't seem authentic. And now I see why. Because it wasn't real. It wasn't genuine. And again, I have no empathy for Porsha. She gets exactly what she deserves, okay? So it's going to be interesting. She's going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we'll really get to see how fake they really up the ante of fakeness. Even though all of this now is just being bought out, as she's agreeing to do this show. But anyway, y'all, it's going to be interesting. 9 times out of 10, when one thing starts unfolding, several other things start coming out. So it's just going to be interesting. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to shut it down. And leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Did y'all feel that Simon had motives from day one? What is y'all opinion on it? Did y'all ever think that Simon was ever authentic or genuine? Or have y'all gotten any vibes like I did that Simon never really was what Porsha tried to boost him up to be? But leave y'all comment below. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I definitely appreciate it. Anybody who wants to tie to the congregation, you are welcome to do that. Nevertheless, y'all, I am going to shut it down. I thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for viewing. Make sure you subscribe if you're not part of the Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Those of you who want cable, email me. I have different people reaching out to me. They're interested in my cable. You have to email me so I can get with you and let you know what you need to do in order to get my cable. You can get over 9,000 channels for only $27 a month. If you're tired of paying high cable prices, you're tired of your cable bill being $100, $150, $120. As long as you got strong internet connection, you will be more pleased with my cable app, because you're getting the majority of channels and you're getting it at such a small fee. Okay, you're getting more than enough. Put it this way, you're getting more than enough of channels. I got all the HBOs, the Stars, the Bravo. I got all the live sports events for, the men or yourselves, your husbands or whatever. So I got everything for everyone. I got the Children's Network. I got foreign channels as well. So make sure you reach out to me if you are interested in getting my cable, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good one. Take care.